Joburg now symbolizes the burden that bad government places on great people. The greatest risk facing Joburg is that their people resign themselves to the path of failure and give up on her promise. We are here to say, we will not give up.
Saturday, September 20th, 2025. Is this the day that Joburger's fate changes for the better? The Democratic Alliance has exposed the second worst-kept secret in South Africa, that Helen Zille will be their party's candidate for mayor in the next municipal elections, just a little over a year away.
The moment you've all been waiting for. The drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. I want to introduce to you a daughter of the city, a leader I believe in, someone we can all believe in, because she's done it before and she's going to do it again for Josie. Please welcome Helen Zille.
So what's the worst kept secret? Well, of course, Meneer Palapala stuffing cash in his cushions at the game ranch. That is, of course, South Africa's worst kept secret. This is the second worst kept secret. We've all known for some time now that it's Helen or no one. The DA has officially announced Helen Zille and brought her out at an ANC-like gala. The Democratic Alliance shifting very hardly towards African roots in its events as they go by year, more and more la 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 ululating, and also the singing and musicians showing up, turning into an African political party of such. Good, bad, you decide. I don't really care. It looks like it's effective. If you look at the faces in the crowd, unless it's a paid crowd, which does happen with other political parties, it's a pretty impressive turnout and a pretty impressive amount of diversity representing the ethnicity of the city in many respects. Well, folks, is this a smart move? Helen Zille, a freedom fighter, someone who exposed the police murder of Steve Biko at grave risk to herself and her family, someone that was nearly silenced by the government, the National Party, someone who served as the best mayor in the world, arguably, when she was mayor of Cape Town, someone who was a brilliant premier of the Western Cape and took all kinds of abusive, misogynistic assaults from disgusting, vile members of parliament from the African National Congress, racists and misogynists, calling her all sorts of names. Someone who has guided this political party to the heights in 2014 of national competition when the party reached its apex of 4,004,000 votes. Helen Zille, the federal chair, now the candidate for the mayorship of Joburg. Is this a poison chalice? Will this be her legacy? Not winning the election or winning the election and being handed the keys to the city of Joburg. Arguably one of the most challenging jobs on the planet. The world's largest man-made forest is a disaster, an absolute disaster. From pipes blowing up and blowing Deep Sloot up into the air, it's actually not the name of the street, we're just calling it Deep Sloot now, to rubbish laying everywhere, to lazy municipal workers, to graft, to corruption, to theft, to arrogance, to racism, to crumbling infrastructure, to neighborhoods so dangerous even gangsters are aghast to go into them. This is Johannesburg, Igoli, the city of gold. The city that once was a shining example for all of South Africa. Decay is thy name.
You feel it with every pothole on Louis Botha Avenue or on the Golden Highway, arteries of our city that have been left to crumble. You smell it when you walk down Pritchard Street in the CBD, and others littered with rubbish and choked by illegal dumping. You see it when you open your tap in Coronationville, or right here in Soweto and no water comes out, or when you sit in darkness during endless power cuts in Roodepoort, Randburg and Eldorado Park. Your heart sinks when you think of the hijacked buildings of Hillbrow and Berea, where I once lived in dignity, but where families now live in danger. And you can see it in the fear gripping the suburbs, where people hunker down behind high walls and razor wire.
Can Helen Zille right this ship? I don't know. What do you think? She talks about her big blue machine, and John Steenhuis introduced her and said she's the lady for the job.
We can still change course. There is a better way, and it is the DA way of government. If you don't believe me, as John said, just ask the president.
Well, I don't disagree. Helen Zille, if there's anybody who can turn this around, it's her. But you have to give the Democratic Alliance an outright majority in Johannesburg. Otherwise, she will not succeed. No one can succeed without an outright majority and honesty in their heart. The problem with the ANC is they've had outright majorities, but they don't have honesty in their heart. They don't have good governance. They have pilfering, racial preferences, and outright neglect in their heart. And that is why Johannesburg, the city of gold, is the city of dust.
We will wrestle our city back from the criminal mafia and return her to those who love her. When you drive through those potholed roads in the darkness, where every broken street light represents a failed promise, I share your despair. It doesn't have to be like this. But it will be if we do not make the choice for change now. The time has come. This time it must be different. It is literally now or never. Let the forces for good in the city unite to save it from the forces for bad. Let's put the darkness behind us. Together we can make the city of gold shine on our country, our continent, and all of the world. That is the Joburg that you dreamt of, and that we will work for, and that you deserve. Hallelujah, Johannesburg! Thank you very much, everybody!
South African breweries once upon a time had tours at its brewery in the Central Business District. I went there 3 times that I recall. Closed. People used to be able to drive around Hillbrow and do smart shopping in the 60s and 70s. Drive through Hillbrow at night, you're likely to get shot and killed a few years ago. Drive through Hillbrow today, you're likely not to make it out, whether you're black, white, or brown. This is an immense challenge, one that perhaps very few aspiring politicians or leaders in South Africa could take on and succeed at. If anybody can do it, it's Helen Zille. I wish her the very best, but my thoughts are not high that she'll succeed. You must give the Democratic Alliance an outright majority, 50+1, in the council if you want the city to survive. She said it. She said it. Cyril Ramaphosa himself, desperate for attention, desperate for getting his corrupt party under control, told all the councillors from the ANC just recently that, hey, the DA gets things done. Do we believe? Can we do it? Well, Helen thinks they can. It's up to the voters of Johannesburg now. What say you, South Africa? Mzansi. Cheers.
I believe my whole life and every previous job has been preparing me for this. From this day forward, I will, together with you, take to the streets of Johannesburg, from Alexandra to Soweto, from Sandton to Orange Farm, from Hillbrow to Lenasia, from Roodepoort to Midrand, from Diepsloot to Eldorado Park. I will hear the hopes and fears of the people of this great city.